Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. Respected Chairman and Founder of Wisdom Institutions, Muhtaram Muhammad Asaduddin Sahab, respected teachers, headmisters, principal, and my dear students. It's an honor for me to be here and I can see the board and responsible students of both school and the college. I welcome you all to this session. I would like to direct you on a very important topic. As Asaduddin Sahab has said, that we should know how scientific temperament can be developed. So, are you ready to interact with me?
Yes, sir.
What about this side, girls?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me what is scientific temperament? See, to understand scientific temperament, we should know actually what scientific temperament is. If you know the definition, you can understand what actually it is. So, primarily, I focus on the high school students and the college students. The girls who are sitting in the front rows, they can just listen and understand. Inshallah, the talk will be very beneficial for them also. But primarily, I am focusing on the higher class students of high school and the college students. So, scientific temperament, what actually it is, how do we define it? It is, anybody? Say, you know science? What is this? Science is science. Science, yes. Systematic study. Sorry? Yeah, you can tell me. It's an interaction. Systematic study of what? Organism. We'll take systematic study. Systematic study is science, you can say. Scientific approach or scientific method is systematic method. Systematic method means you are, through that method, applying different scientific methodologies. That's why it's called a scientific approach or scientific method. Now, scientific temperament means you should be open-minded. You should be open-minded for learning, for acquiring knowledge, for exploring, for inventing yourself, or you can say discovering yourself. So for everything you should be open-minded. If you are open-minded, everything becomes easy for you. That's what we call as scientific temperament. If you build that temperament, that will be scientific in nature. So scientific temperament is an individual's attitude. What is this? It's an individual attitude. It can be mine or it can be yours. If you adopt certain things. See, we call the person doctor. To whom we call doctors? We are not calling an engineer a doctor. We are not calling a tailor engineer. So for everyone we have specific definitions and titles. And those titles are being given according to their performance, according to their function. Here, what is a doctor? Who wears a white apron and hangs a stethoscope and gives injection? No. Then who is a doctor? You know that. Who is an engineer? You know that. Who is a scientist? Inshallah, today's session, I'll make you all the scientists. Time being. See, the process you adopt makes you a different person. A tailor is called tailor because he has adopted a particular process. A doctor is called doctor because he has adopted a particular process or methodology, you can say. For a scientist should have scientific temperament. Without a scientific temperament, he can't be a scientist. Temperament means मिजाज. मिजाज. आपकी सोच, आपके ख्यालात, आपकी फिक्र. अगर आप उसको समझ करें, that's what we call as temperament. So scientific temperament means you are adopting certain things in a very systematic, a very professional way. For development of scientific temperament, साइंसी मिजाज के इर्तिका के लिए, उसके फरोग के लिए, you need to focus on two important things. One is that the way you think, you should change the way of thinking. And second one, you should change the way of you act. Your thinking ways should be changed, your action ways should be changed. For development of scientific temperament, two things are very important. Repeat those two things. We should change the way we think, different way of thinking, and then action. Okay. Let us take the first one. What is the first one? Action. Action or thinking?
Thinking.
So what do you mean by thinking? What do you mean by solution? See, I'll take one small test. Anybody can stand up. Anybody. Very good. What's your name? Done. No. Now tell me, what is there on the table? Hey, no. Pen. Okay. What's this telling? That's all. How many persons are there on the stage? 4. Gents and ladies. Sit down. Very good. Give up. So what can I understand from this? Your thinking develops when your observation is good. What? Your thinking develops when your observation is good. What is observation? You are in the hall. Since when? 20-30 minutes. So you are looking at this table for 20-30 minutes and you are not in a position to tell what are the things on the table. Why this? Why this? Your observation is not up to the mark. You have seen, but you have not observed. Observation involves 3 things. What are those 3 things? One is seeing. Everybody is seeing the table. Second one, evaluating. Here. And then third one, concluding. Seeing, evaluating, and then concluding. So if you combine these 3 things, that becomes your observation. The Almighty Allah has given us eyes. Why? To see or observe. In the Quran, the Almighty Allah says, observe. He made use of words like Ra, means to see and contemplate. Nazara. Nazara means also seeing and contemplating and concluding. Alam yaro yalladhi musafiratu jalisam. Don't you see how the birds are flying in the sky? Have you seen birds flying?
Yes, sir.
The word says, see the bird, how the bird is flying. So what you have to do? You have to observe. So how you are going to observe? You see the bird is flying, evaluate how the bird is flying. If you evaluate, you can understand how the bird is flying. What kind of mechanism are in functioning when the bird flies? The aeroplane flies because of certain principles. Those principles are in function when the bird flies. Here, then you can control. So this is the reason that bird flies. Ma yusukuna illallah. What Allah says, that no one works except Allah. Who has given the sky? Who has given the atmosphere? Who has given the air? It is the Almighty. And that's why He says that we have subjected this bird for you, that you can see and observe and conclude. Understand? What is observation now? Tell me. MashaAllah, very good. Now, based on that, you can think. So there are many ways of thinking. Do you know how many types of thinking are there? What? Two types? Negative thinking and positive thinking. Then there are many types of thinking. Logical thinking and critical thinking, analytical thinking, rational thinking, lateral thinking, parallel thinking, and there are many. So if your observation is very strong, you can ensure every kind of thinking. A student performs well in the examination if he makes use of all forms of thinking. I'll give an example. See, if you have mobile and mobile is not working, tell me what you do. What do you tell me? Anybody? I can't hear. Repair. Before repairing, what you do? You will see the running the mobile, you see the battery, you see the charger, and you see the currency, everything. After assessing all the things, you conclude that this mobile is not working. I should go for a technician, mobile technician. So before going to the mobile technician, you have evaluated everything. That is called as logical thinking. What is that?
Logical thinking.
You take, for example, you have got marks not expected by you. What do you do? What do you do? You have got marks not according to your target, not according to your understanding. What do you do? You check what is right and what is wrong. Very good. Then you calculate it. Then you resolve that I will do better next time. This process is called analytical thinking. What is that? Analytical thinking. You are analyzing your problem. Understand? What you are doing? You are analyzing your problem. When you analyze your problem, you will come to know what the solution is and what the problems are. So for everything, you have solution within. This is very important. So when you observe things, when you start thinking of different aspects, solution will be within your grasp, within your reach. And from that point you can progress. From that point you can progress. Before analytical thinking or before logical thinking, if you approach to a lecturer or teacher, you will not be benefiting that much. So before that you have to undergo through a thinking process, contemplative process. That is called as analytical thinking. Then one more thing. You are frustrated for some reason. What do you do? You are frustrated or you are happy. What do you do? Why you are happy? Good. They are not doing anything great. See, tell me. Concentration is gone. You are happy. Why? You are happy. Why? If someone asks you why you are happy, you tell some reasons. Before telling reasons, you just think. That is rational. You suggest that these are the reasons because of which I am happy. Last one, I would like to tell you, last one. You have got some information that you are getting mobile for 100 rupees. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You check that. You check with your friends, with the source from which you got the information. Now, just as I said to you that I will make you scientists in this session, inshallah. So for a scientist, as I said, for any profession, we assign a person some title based on his performance or activities. You take doctor or engineer or mason or tailor, everyone. Here, the way a person performs his or her action or activities, that tells what actually he is doing, what actually he is. Now, for a scientist, you need to adopt certain scientific methods. If you adopt scientific method, you will become scientist. Why a teacher is teacher? Because she is teaching. If you teach, you will become a teacher. If you teach for an hour, you will become a teacher for 1 hour. For lifelong, you will not be called as a teacher because you have just taught for just 1 hour. So in today's session, we will be a scientist for some time and try to understand what actually things are and how we can understand and pursue things. So for that, we need to adopt scientific method. As I said, the second thing for development of scientific development is action. First thing is what? This side girls. First thing is what? To develop scientific development, you should ensure very strong, very deep contemplative process. So there are many kinds of things, as I explained to you very briefly. Second one is action. You need to ensure some actions to be scientist in nature, to develop scientific method. So for that action, we need to have certain methods before us. So for that, first we have to observe things. Now I will give just 2 minutes. Observe your surroundings and create one question. Why the windows are closed? Why the window is open here? Okay. Why the door is open there? Very good. So this is our observation. Clear? Now anybody can tell me, when I have given 2 minutes, how was the observation? What was happening here in the hall? Anybody can stand up. Was it noise or silence? Noise. Silence. Noise. So the first thing is that when you observe things, there should be no silence. You should be within yourself. You will not be talking to others because you are observing. Observing involves 3 things, as I said. What are those 3 things? So when you are adopting these 3 processes in a single, in a single act, you will be very much glued to yourself. You will not observe others. You will not talk to others. If you are talking to others, means what? Observation is weak. So when you observe, you should be within yourself. You should not look to others. Second thing, when you observe, you can have some questions. You can create questions by observing. Our students have said how many questions? Observation always comes in the form of a question. All these were questions. No? Time is different in both the clocks. Doors are open, window is there, everything. So all these things are in question mark. So that is the first process of scientific method, or first step of scientific method. Observe and create a question. What is the first step of a scientist? Observe and create a question. So now you, instead of this hall, you just take a look at your city and create a question. Question should be researchable. Question should be researchable. Windows are closed, it is not a researchable question. You can't research on that. This is a researchable question. Which one? Both the clocks are showing different times. You can research on that. What is the difference between these two clocks? You can do a bit research in that. Understand? Observe and create a researchable question. Based on that question, you should be in a position to research. See, things are kept over there. You can't research on that. Now tell me, if you look at your city, what question comes to your mind? Is Bidar water is safe? For example, this is a question and researchable question. Clear? For a scientist, the very first method is to have observation and then create a question. Clear? Both things are clear? If you are not understanding anything, you can ask me in question. What are the two steps? Observation and then question. You can club both and you can make one step. Observation and question. Question is related to observation. Observation depends on the question. So both are interrelated. You can make one step, or you can make two steps. No problem. Observation and question. Question should be. Create one more question. Let me see. Look at your city and create one researchable question.
Why is the soil of Bidar red?
Very good. Why the soil of Bidar is red? This is a question, researchable question. You can research on that. Similarly, you can create another question. Why? Why the garbage is spread out the road? Is it a researchable question? You can do research. Instead of that, what is the position of garbage in the city? Garbage disposal. The question is correct, but you have to modify that. That question cannot be researchable. That people are throwing garbage here and there because they don't have any dustbin, they don't have any sense. So answer is over. If you want to research on that one, you have to create that kind of question. Like, what is the mechanism of garbage disposal in Bidar city? And based on this question, you can do research. You can select different areas and go to those areas and see what is the position of garbage over there, and just write it down your observation. It can be researchable. Understand? So what is the first method of the scientist? Observation, then create a question. Third step, or you can say second step, based on that question, you have to propose your own answer. That we call as hypothesis. What we call? Hypothesis. Hypothesis means what? Your guess. Your guess. What is your question? Why the soil of Bidar is red? This is your question. Now you have to propose an answer for that. That is called as hypothesis. you can define hypothesis as your intelligent guess based on knowledge or your idea. Clear? Hypothesis. This is the second step. What is the second step? Hypothesis is what? You have to propose your own question. Now we'll ask that girl, why the soil of Bidar is red? You give me an answer. Sorry? Environmental difference. Very good. That is her guess. What is she saying? The soil of Bidar is red because of environmental difference. Now, in order to prove that answer, she carries out research. That is what we call as scientific method. Simple. And you have become scientist. Now, when she says that these are the reasons because of which the soil of Bidar is red, the world will recognize her achievement, her answer, because her answer is not based on simple idea. The answer is based on what? Solid research. She has done extensive research on the subject and she has come up with an answer to this question, that these are the reasons because of which the soil of Bidar is red. No one can challenge your thinking. No one can challenge your answer because your method is scientific. Understand? Simple. You can be a scientist. When you study science, you have to be a scientist. Observe. Very good. Create a question. Then say your possible answer, your intelligent guess, knowledge-based idea, hypothesis. To prove that hypothesis, we have to carry out research. Do background research. Go to the libraries. Take out the books, study, go to different labs, test the soil, talk with the officials related to the subject. You have to spend many days for that. You can't answer in a day or two. You have to carry out extensive research. As a student, you have to take simple questions. This can be done after your graduation. You can be a scientist and do some simple thing like that. But being at this stage, you can do some simple research. You can teach your children at home. So I have many questions. I will forward it to your chairman. I have many questions. So based on that question, you can do research. How you can do research? First, question is already there. You don't need to observe things. Question is already there. Question comes after observation. When question is given, there is no need to observe. You have to form an answer for that, an idea, and then you have to conduct background research. You just find out the reason behind your answer and just conclude your things. So that is your scientific paper. Now I will give simple experiments. You can do at your home and can be a scientist. See, you take balloon. Have you seen balloon? How it is? Structure of balloon? Square or rectangle or? You know that. Now fill the water. What happens? What happens? The size of balloon increases. You add water. Add on water. What happens? What happens? It bursts. If you add more water, what happens? It bursts. Now you have to find out at what capacity it bursts. So you might have seen that if you take any luggage, they add a slip over there, tested. What does it mean? They have scientifically tested that he can bear 5 kg of load. They are not saying just blindly. They are saying based on scientific research. Okay, tested. You might have seen them. So that means that bag or whatever carries 5 kg of weight. If you take 5.5 or 6 kg, it will not last long. So simple example is there. When it bursts, how you are doing research? Create a question. Simple experiment. Create a question. The thing is, if you add water to the balloon, if you add more water, it bursts. Now the question is how we can find out the capacity of balloon. What capacity of water the balloon can have? You are going to find out. So question, सवाल क्या हो सकता है? उर्दू में बोल सकते हैं. The problem is we are studying English, but we live in a home where we talk in Urdu. We generate ideas in Urdu, but we have been compelled to write everything in English. That's the problem we have. Anyways, now create a question, simple question. At what capacity the balloon bursts? At what capacity of water or what quantity of water the balloon bursts? Your intelligent answer? Look at me. Your intelligent answer? If I add 1 liter of water, it will burst. So that is your conclusion. So to prove that you are right, you have to conduct this experiment. You have to adopt scientific method. You have created a question and you have formed an hypothesis, then perform an experiment. How are you going to perform an experiment? You take a balloon. What is your highest capacity? 1 liter. Take half liter or below that. What's that? 100 ml, 200 ml. Then go on adding. When you add 100 ml, you can measure the size of balloon. You can make a tabular column and say that I have added 100 ml of water in the balloon and the size of the balloon increased. Earlier it was 7 centimeter. After adding 100 ml of water, it becomes 10. This is your first reading. Now add 200 ml of water, 300 ml, 400 ml. Note down the readings. And after adding how much ml? Liter. If you add that much of water, it bursts. So you can prove scientifically. You can take the photographs. After adding 100 ml, after adding 200 ml, you can take photographs. You can add everything there. If anyone comes to you and asks, you are saying that if I add 1 liter of water to the balloon, it bursts. So you prove me. So you can show everything. That I have added 100 ml, the size of the balloon increased to this way, this way, this way, this way, and this is my conclusion. So nobody can challenge your observation. Nobody can challenge your outcome. So this is what we call as scientific method. And this is how you can be a scientist. So there are many experiments. For example, you take egg. It's a bit expensive. You have to ask, you have to take permission from your parents first. You take egg. From what height? If the egg is dropped from a particular height, it breaks. So you have to measure that height. Any idea? If I drop egg from how much feet it bursts or breaks? 5 feet. 5 feet. If I drop egg from 5 feet, it bursts. Is it or not? Is it correct or not? Correct or not? So you have to prove this scientifically. So you have to drop egg from 1 feet. Then increase the height. Second, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. Take the photograph of photograph. Show it to the world that if an egg is dropped from 5 feet, it breaks. Likewise, there are many examples, many questions. So I have framed few questions which I will give to Asif. They will forward to you. If you want, you can do experiment on that. It will increase your thinking capacity, observing capacity. Before concluding, I would like to take one pledge from you. Are you ready? Yes. See, it's a very great pleasure. It's a great pledge to you. Are you ready? Yes. So, but before that, you have to answer one question. How many? Yes, I'm concluding. How many Nobel Prize winners are there in the world? There are many. There is only one person who won 2 Nobel Prizes. If you take the history of Nobel Prize, you will find only one person who has taken 2 Nobel Prizes. Name that person. APJ Abdul Kalam, no. Sarojini Naidu, no. Marie Curie, stand up. Who won 2 Nobel Prizes? Marie Curie. Marie Curie, men or women? Marie Curie is male or female? So I am expecting that from Wisdom College, inshallah, you will win Nobel Prize in the field of science. Are you ready? Are you ready? See, only one lady has won 2 Nobel Prizes. The history of Nobel Prize says. And it's a fact that after Sir C.V. Raman, no one has won Nobel Prize from India in the field of science. And 90 years have passed, more than 90 years. So it is our responsibility to get one Nobel Prize for India in the field of science. And I am expecting that the students from Wisdom College will get the privilege to have an honor of getting Nobel Prize, inshallah. So thank you very much for inviting me here. Very nice to be here and talking to you on a very, very dry and hard subject and scientific temperament. But I hope that you have understood the spirit of scientific temperament, and I hope that you will, inshallah, focus on the things that have been explained here. I congratulate you for getting admission in the Wisdom College, and we have seen that over the years the institution has progressed a lot. The institution has produced doctors, engineers, and more than that, pass those who have memorized the Quran. I think this is the outstanding contribution to the society. I congratulate the organizers or the institution heads for ensuring this kind of achievement. See, the city of Bidar is known for education. Earlier we had World University. You are familiar with that. So I think the legacy will be revived, inshallah, through these institutions. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.